Good evening, everyone. We're excited to have you here with us for our 9th Health Matters with Hatsuno Kiseki session on these incredible benefits of postbiotics for your wellness journey. Postbiotics are the newest trend in the wellness industry, and for a good reason. As all of you may know, postbiotics are natural compounds created by probiotics when they break down food in our gut, which is the prebiotics. So, we have found that there is a wide range of health benefits, including improving of gut health, boosting our immune system, and even reducing inflammation. Dr. Lim would be able to cover that as well in terms of the inflammation in the future. So tonight we have the pleasure of welcoming Dr. Siva back, a renowned expert in the field of naturopathic medicine, who will provide us the guidance on how to incorporate postbiotics into a wellness plan. So without further ado, Dr. Siva, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mark. Wow, 9th session, that's very fast. Excellent. So let's move on to postbiotics. I'm not sure how many of you listened to our very first talk. So I made it very clear on what is the difference between prebiotic, probiotic, and now I would like to add a new term, symbiotics and postbiotics. This is actually the whole synergy. So prebiotic is a dietary fiber. Like when you eat yam, potatoes, any whole food oats, artichoke, which got plenty of fiber, that becomes the food for the probiotics. So the fuel is prebiotics. Then the prebiotics feed the probiotics, and then it produces symbiotics and then postbiotics. Currently, what is the problem in today's diet is fast food, which is equivalent to fast death. It is like an express way to die in a very painful, miserable, and an expensive way. Why? Our fast food made by the companies have my own names. So I'm going to say it in my own version, but I'm sure you all can make out the original version. Make death or make garbage, make shit, Murder King, Kentucky Fried Cruelty, Wicked Wendy, and so on. What are these companies? They produce fast foods, which will help you to die much faster, depending on how much you eat. And what is the problem with such diet? Actually, you really lack the fiber part, which is the most important, because like for us, what is most important for us to live is air, water, and food. Likewise, we being one person, but inside of me, there are trillions of bacteria, and they are the ones actually keeping us alive. And what do they need, especially for the ones in the gut, is the fiber, which is a prebiotic. So when you have enough of prebiotics, your body will make probiotics. And then what happens with the combination of pre and probiotics, which is a nice marriage between the two, is called symbiotics. Prebiotic is the fuel, probiotic. A marriage between pre and probiotics produces symbiotics, which actually produces postbiotics. So here our main topic of today is postbiotics. So what is post? Post means something comes much later. And what is it? The key word here is metabolites. What does that mean? It means the food is fermented, digested, and it produces an output which our body can utilize immediately. So please remember this four: prebiotics, probiotics, symbiotics, and postbiotics. So where does Hatsuno come? It is actually at the last, which is the postbiotics. So it is the prebiotics. In other words, you can remember it as the fuel. Like for our car, we put gasoline. Likewise, for our body bacteria, the fuel is the prebiotics. And the postbiotics is what is get broken down, and the output of the thing is postbiotics. So when you consume or any of the Kiseki products, which is Classic, Royal, Vital, and Classic, you really get the ultimate product, which your body don't have to do anything except to use it and recover and heal itself naturally. So what are the best prebiotic foods? Actually, this is just some of them. In simple terms, anything which is unrefined, unprocessed, which is in its original form, actually is a good prebiotic, because by nature everything got fiber. Only when we process it, we remove all the vital stuff, and that's how we ended up in a food which is completely devoid of nutrition, which actually is more harmful than even eating it. So now, top 20 probiotic foods. So as said, prebiotic feeds the probiotic. So probiotic means something already fermented. So what is fermentation? It means fermentation is a process where things break down to the smallest things. So apple cider vinegar, how does it get? You ferment an apple, you get apple cider vinegar. Yogurt, so you take yogurt or kefir, you take milk, you boil it, cool it down to less than 30 degrees. You add 1 teaspoon of yogurt culture, mix it. The next day morning or within 24 hours, you get a processed. What happens? The milk is broken down by the bacteria we add, and it becomes yogurt or curd. Miso is fermented soya. Any fermented or pickled food, and buttermilk you get by churning the yogurt. Not many people are aware of buttermilk. In fact, yogurt is a bit acidic, and whereas buttermilk is more alkaline because it's more watery. And when you churn the yogurt, you remove the fat, and what is left is the buttermilk. So cheese, sauerkraut, kimchi. So the food for most Germans, they take sauerkraut. In Asia, kimchi. Like among Indians, we take pickles. Again, when it comes to pickles, especially if you're eating Chinese food, I have to tell you, the green chili or the chili which is soaked in vinegar, if you think it is a pickle, yes, it is a pickle, but it is an acidic form of pickle because they actually soak it in a chemical liquid more than a natural liquid. So try to avoid that. If you're taking chilies, maybe eat a raw chili than eating a pickled green chili, which is an acidic source, because I saw the label of one of the product and I was shocked. Natto kinase, an excellent food, and tempeh, which is actually again from natto. In fact, this is a food we need to eat when it comes to soya. No such thing as soya milk or bean curd. The best is fermented natto. What it does, it actually cleans up your blood and makes the blood flow nicely within the body. So, and again, another most important food to eat is when people recommend olive oil. In fact, I recommend most people to eat olives, which is soaked in salt water. They are excellent source of probiotic. And now let's move on to the most important thing, symbiotic, so which is a combination of pre and probiotic. Remember the first slide. So symbiotic produces postbiotic. So if you have any disease or any health issue, what is listed here? Colon cancer, blood pressure, immunodeficiency, or autoimmune, infections, inflammation, having difficulty to absorb the nutrition into the bloodstream, SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. You know, a lot of women have urinary tract infection, bone issue, osteoporosis, liver issue, allergic. And if you've been taking a lot of antibiotics, and you may end up having diarrhea, high cholesterol. Actually, do you know the best thing to start off with is no any drug. Change your diet, which got high amount of prebiotic, probiotic, and consume a postbiotic. And you can see all these diseases on the screen can just disappear like magic. And that is what I do here. I always first repair the gut of my client, and that alone actually removes a lot of problem. Today I had a client, stomach is really, really very big, Why? One of the reasons I asked her was she has asthma. So doctors have been putting her on a lot of antibiotics, and she was a nurse actually for 30 years. A lot of antibiotics and steroids. Over time now, her body gut bacteria got affected. And because of that, her skin all started to have black spots, and the stomach is bloated. And she got so much of health issues arising just because of a poor gut, which don't have a good pre-pro and a postbiotic. So I'm working on her, and we can straight away see good results even in a short span of time. Now, postbiotics. Okay. So this is one of the most important things. So when you take a postbiotic, which is something like Hatsuno Royal, Classic, Vital, or there's another one, Gallant, you get proteins. Why you need proteins? Actually, your body, we are all made up of proteins, and proteins is the building block of our life. So we need to add on more proteins. And when you take protein, our body breaks down protein together with the enzymes in the saliva, acid in the stomach to amino acids and peptides, which is the lowest chain. That's why they're called the essential building blocks of life, or building block of cells. When you say cells, cell is an individual item. A group of cells form tissues, a group of tissues form organs, a group of organs form organ system, and a group of organ system forms organism like us. So when I say a group of organs, you can say like, muscles form muscular system, skeletons form skeletal system. We got 206 bones, we got 600 plus muscles. So everything needs proteins, which actually is break down into amino acids. So when you take a postbiotic, you get the best building material for cell and life. Second is lipids. So lipid means fat. So SCFA stands for short chain fatty acids. We got long chain fatty acids. We got so many different things. So postbiotics produces that as well. And it breaks down carbohydrates, and it makes us absorb the nutrition from carbohydrates. And most important thing is B vitamins. B vitamins we only get from fermented products. Have you ever heard about a product called toddy? No? Okay. Actually, Mark, have you tried toddy?
Too much.
Really? Okay. Actually, if you collect it from a coconut tree in a pot and drink it first thing in the morning, you get the best group of vitamin Bs from nature. And vitamin B, we need it for our nervous system and etc. And especially people with vegetarian, they need to supplement with vitamin B12. Organic acids, then cell wall component, like how we have a wall around our house, we have a fence around our house. Likewise, every cell needs a fence that's called the cell wall, the cell membrane. When that integrity is broken, actually our body will start to disintegrate. So postbiotics, really, it is still new, and a lot of new emerging studies are coming out. So when you consume this postbiotic, you really get all these benefits. And now, here you remember a word called organic acids, which is something very important. And I want to know, by doing a simple organic test, what do you get? Actually, you can find out whether you are deficient in any vitamins or minerals, whether you are deficient in amino acids like NAC and acetylcysteine, whether you have oxidative stress, it means a lot of free radical damage, whether our body is able to do a proper detoxification, then what are the markers of vitamin B deficiency, neurotransmitter, especially people with autism spectrum disorders, they all have some neurotransmitter imbalances. Mitochondrial energy, within a cell, we got about 5,000 mitochondria in each cell. So imagine if one cell got 5,000, if you multiply it by 1 trillion of our cells, we have no idea how much of amount of mitochondria we have it in our body. Methylation process, our CoQ10 insufficiency, and then bacterial overgrowth. All these simple tests, all these particular things you can find from organic acid test. But here's why I purposely put the slide is, all these tests cost you tons of money. So instead of wasting money on all these tests, get some postbiotics like Hatsuno, Royal, or Kiseki, any of the Gallant, Vital, or anything. Take it for some time. And do you know what happens when you take it? Actually, these diseases just disappear. It means instead of spending tons and tons of money on just diagnosis, and that diagnosis is only at that point in time, even within 3 days, you change your diet or lifestyle, a lot of things will change. So if you want to keep on testing, unless you print money, there is no way you can keep on testing and losing money. Rather, invest in a good postbiotic product and take it, and you will see this is just basic symptoms. Eczema. So many people in Singapore, Malaysia have a lot. You can see it just goes away like magic. Acid reflux, it just goes away. Blood sugar, very high blood sugar, it just goes away. Depression, so anyone with depression, if you look at it, they must have taken some sort of antibiotic, or they must have been taking a lot of processed food. Why? Again, processed food can't feed the probiotics. So your body won't have enough metabolites, and then you will flare out as a disease, but the root cause is you didn't have enough gut bacteria, good gut bacteria. Weight gain. So people who are obese is also related to not enough good bacteria in the gut. Mood changes. Someone who's even very irritable, when you supplement them with the good pre, pro, and postbiotics, you can see their mood changes. Sleep. Most people in this, all developed countries, they have a sleeping problem. I have a client, he's a fund manager. He said most of his staff, 3 o'clock, they wake up and sit on the bed and count stars. Most people are sleeping problem. Again, why? Stress affects your digestive tract, and it affects the pre, pro, and postbiotics. So instead of wasting money to do a lot of these tests, buy a product, take it for a couple of months, 3 to 4 months, which is one blood cycle, and then you will see most of these diseases just goes away by itself. If it don't work, even please challenge me. Why? I put this slide because I have fixed almost many people with all these issues. It just goes away like magic without spending even a single cent on any testing. And now, as I told you in the very first talk itself, who are the very best people to look for the diverse gut microbiome is actually the Hadza tribe in Tanzania. They are the last living people on this planet where their lifestyle have not changed for, we can say, millions of years. They eat everything from nature, unprocessed, unrefined, nothing artificial, and they have the best gut microbiome. They do not have any of these diseases or most of the other common diseases what people have manifesting in their life, and they live close to nature and they live out of nature, and because of the symbiotic relationship between their life, their food, and nature, actually they are disease free. So what do they eat? Okay, from the food, you may just Google this and read about them, Hadza tribe of Tanzania. And do you know what modern science is doing? Modern science is actually now recommending fecal microbiota transplant. What does that mean? Fecal is nothing but a shit, and microbiota is a bacteria in the shit being transplanted from a healthy person to a sick person. As simple as that. Instead of eating shit via mouth, they are putting it via the back route. Do we have to go through such nonsense? Not at all. Please try eating healthy, have some good pre, pro, and postbiotics, and see what happens. Your body will transform naturally and automatically. So this is the range of postbiotics from Kiseki. Now, may I ask Mark, I mean, as I explained earlier, it goes through a process of enzyme activity by breaking things down. So as Mark being a manufacturer, maybe he can share some insights of how these things are made so that you all understand how it is made, what are the ingredients used, and how it can benefit you. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Dr. Siva. Not actually prepared for this, but in a nutshell, what we do is we go through 3 types of fermentation stage. Number 1, which is on the type of probiotics that we have. So we have a group of probiotics that we specially selected, and we produce them. That is the first part of the fermentation. Mm-hmm. On the second part of fermentation, certain active ingredients, we will ferment it for about 1 year to 1.5 years. So that would be on the second part. So we will take the metabolites, mm-hmm. and then mix together with other active ingredients like the berries, the freeze-dried berries, herbs, leaves, and whatnot. And then we go through another process of fermentation. So that is how Kiseki is made in a nutshell. So there's three steps of fermentation. In terms of the active ingredients, we have 2 steps. One, which is, again, some of the active ingredients need longer for fermentation. So that is why it is done separately, then added together with the probiotics and the like all the berries that you see in our label. So that's how Hatsuno Kiseki postbiotics is produced.
So can we say to make 1 bottle, it takes 1.5 years to 2 years from the way you mentioned, because you ferment certain things for more than 1.5 years?
Yes, if you look at the process flow wise, it is 1.5 years to 2 years. But for the final fermentation, it takes about 3 months.
Oh, it's okay. But I said a lot of pre-work has been done for years.
That's right.
So, I mean, there is no way outside of your lab we can ferment things like that, because by then it will rot and decay at a normal place. So that's why I believe you have invested in a lot of high-tech machineries to protect, to make the product safe, because it is fermented over a long time. And we can really see the benefits, because any one of these 4 is by default all my clients have to take. So if it is cancer, I tell them only Royal. Of course, if they are diabetic, I tell them Gallant. Of course, Royal being the most strongest version than Classic, so I stick to Royal because most of my clients are cancer patients. And Vital, basically for anyone healthy being just wanted to maintain a good postbiotic, a good gut environment, we put it down Vital.
Yeah, so it's
I prescribe all this.
Yeah, so it's basically Vital is basically for healthy individuals who feel that they need to supplement their body because probably from poor diet, or perhaps they are recovering from some injury, or if they are very active, let's say they run marathons every 2-3 months, and so this is where postbiotics come in to accelerate the healing process. So Vital is developed for healthy individuals to regulate their immune system.
Oh, okay. Recently, you posted a testimonial of a person. Why don't you share it here for people those who have not seen it?
The COVID.
Yes. Yeah, because now COVID is still, it's an endemic. So it is best people protect themselves from getting it, because what I see with people who get COVID is they get extreme fatigue, lethargy. Some people died suddenly. Why? Because it attacks the blood vessels. And then people who already have cholesterol, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, it makes it worse. So it is best actually people take something and protect. So maybe you can share something about it.
Yeah, sure. What I'm going to share today is a testimonial by Keith on recovering from COVID-19. So it's just a very short 5 minutes video.
我在2个月前就已经开始喝 Kiseki， 然后因为身体需要一些 supplements， 因为在做 plastic 的时候那个result不是说很漂亮，所以就吃这个 Kiseki 来保养咯。然后在3月15号的时候呢，我就感受到发烧。我起初还不以为是什么，就是以为只是普通的发烧症状。然后当然我还是 take 那个 intake 那个Kiseki then 在晚上的时候就会发现到越来越严重，然后开始有点喉咙痛。然后在那一个晚上呢，我就几乎是每2个小时我就会喝一杯敷满的30 ml 的那个Kiseki。所以第二天的时候呢，它的烧是没有起到，因为平时我发烧我会起到38.5、39这样，所以这一次就竟然是它每天在37.5，有点稍微还是有点喉咙痛，然后有点感冒这样，所以我就担心自己是中了 COVID， 然后我就拿那个RTK 的 test kit 来 test， 所以就有那个second line， 就发现那两条线哦，但是那第二条线不是说很深，它是很浅的那种，然后我就跟住 SOP 去隔离咯。16号那天开始我就是差不多是1天是5次我就分5次的时间去喝，因为我们需要上面那个叫做我们的 condition test， 就要回答那个麦斯加加的一些 question， 都我会做那个 oximeter 的 test。做 oximeter test 在第2天 test 的时候是它的那个指数是在94、95，它的 index 是在94、95，所以但是在第3天的时候它就会恢复了，它就慢慢起回来它首先会起到95，过后就起96在第5天的时候我已经每天在98了，第5天的时候，当然中间呢我的发烧是每天在37.5跟36.8之间，然后我的喉咙痛其实没有想象中的很痛，但是 normal 好像就是开始那种跟症状你会感觉到，但是我喉咙痛也是在第4天的时候就没了，可以了，然后只是咳嗽呢就只有稍微的咳嗽，不是很严重，我也不是说很常咳，就一段时间一阵子吧，过后就没了。痰也不多，痰就是那么很 normal， 就是很少许罢了。第7天 test 的时候就完全康复，没有那个COVID-19， 就是 negative test negative。然后中间我在这个整个7天的过程呢，其实我没有吃到任何西药，也没有吃到其他的中药品，我就是纯粹只是喝 Kiseki 吧。因为当时是想到尽量是用自己本身的那个抵抗力去摆，然后靠这个 Kiseki 的这个补助啦boost我的那个 immunity system 这样咯。在 before COVID 中 COVID 的时候呢我们每次都会做这个 oximeter test但是我的 oximeter test 其实也不是很漂亮 它都是介于95到96之间的intake在跑。所以经过这一次 COVID test COVID 的时候呢，因为我吃的那个consumption增加，然后反而这个oximeter 的 test 的那个 index 它已经恢复到98、99这是我 surprise 的地方
I think this is a great testimonial, right? How when provided a body with proper postbiotics, immunity naturally builds innately within the body.
Yeah, it is definitely. You can see that Kiseki, though it's very simple, just a drink, but it has benefited a lot of people, who have gone through COVID, post-COVID issues and all that as well. So we are glad, we can share this product to as many people as possible, and with the help of Dr. Siva, it has, now it is in Singapore, and hopefully soon it can go all over the world.
All the world, yes, yes.
With your help, Dr. Siva.
No, I just remind me. I just spoke to somebody from Thailand. They are a supplement manufacturing, a very huge company. Maybe I'll link you guys up.
Well, that'd be good. That'd be good. Because as you can see, the audience, we do have a lot of testimonials that might resonate to you, or that maybe you do have some family members or friends who is going through the same problems that our testimonials have gone through. So you can, don't take our word for it. Go and watch the YouTube videos and witness how they have healed, recovered, and they are having a better quality of life today. Yeah.
Give it a try. As I mentioned, there's no point in spending thousands of dollars, basically do a testing, which only gives a snapshot at that point in time. Rather invest money in product which can transform your body and witness the miracles themselves.
Yeah. So there are people who have had COVID, and they are currently having post-COVID symptoms and all that, prolonged post-COVID symptoms.
Long COVID. It's called long COVID.
Sorry, long COVID. So long COVID. Yeah, and they came to us, and some of them have recovered very well.
Fantastic.
Some they of course they need time. And there is one friend of ours whom he couldn't play badminton at all. It's after recovering from COVID. But today he said that his stamina also increased.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't seen mine increase.
We all have our own different kind of business stress, actually.
Yeah.
But
So
to me, I'm still a virgin piece because I've been taking all these postbiotics. I didn't poison myself with any vaccines, nor I got COVID. So it really protected me well, throughout the 3-year journey.
yeah.
Me being with so many people with COVID, as usual, no mask, no hand sanitizer, which I call as a brain sanitizer. I was kissing people who got COVID to see whether they can pass on to me. Still can't. So that's the power of defense in our gut, pre, pro, and postbiotics.
Yeah, exactly. So to the audience, if you guys have any questions at all on how you would like to incorporate Kiseki postbiotics into your daily life and all that, and if you have specific questions about how to consume Kiseki, when to consume Kiseki, now is the time for you to ask. Otherwise, Dr. Siva and I and perhaps Dr. Tan will continue to ramble until someone asks a question or everybody leaves. So Dr. Tan, do you have any questions for Dr. Siva or me?
No question at the moment.
Okay. So just to update the audience as well, Dr. Tan is currently working on how we can freeze dry our Hatsuno Kiseki products. And Dr. Lim would then test its efficacy, whether it's the same as our liquid product. So hopefully, in a couple of months' time, we can start to look at our packaging and all that, for our dry format product.
Very good.
You guys,
Easy to travel with and sprinkle on our food, put it into our mouth straight.
yeah. Sprinkle on salads and all that.
Anyway,
Basically, this part of our research is purely for those people who travel a lot, because it has shown that it helps with people who have jet lag. Yeah. So if they can have Kiseki, all throughout their travels, I guess they would have less of these jet lag issues.
Very good.
Yeah. So Dr. Siva, have you finished with your?
No, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. So if that's the case, I don't see any questions from the audience so far. So if the audience, if you have any questions, do leave your questions in the comment section, even after this session. We will then reply you accordingly. And in our next session, which is on the 24th of May, Dr. Tan will be talking about sugar 101, all the different toes, the fructose, the glucose, and maltose, or whatever toes.
Lactose, all the toses.
No, we cannot cover all. Again, we just cover the basic one, the most common one, that would be glucose, fructose, and sucrose.
Okay.
The three ones.
So it'll be glucose, fructose, and
Sucrose.
Okay. So yeah. So if we don't have any more questions, I guess we have to end our session today. Again, if you, the audience, have topics which you would like us to discuss, deliberate, research on, that you feel passionate about, do let us know. You can send us a private message. You can WhatsApp us in our Kiseki Care line. Otherwise, you can also privately message us as well through Facebook. Okay, and do check our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search for Hatsuno Kiseki. We have a lot of testimonials there. And if you would like to see more testimonials, or if you have any questions related to other issues that you may have, or your family members or friends may have, feel free to contact our Kiseki Care line. The number is +6 011 2288 5500. I repeat, it's +6 011 2288 5500. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining our 9th session. So our next session is on the 24th. I hope to see all of you again, and please share this session with your friends and family. All right, take care. Good night, everyone.